Okay guys, hi and welcome back to game week 3 of the World Cup Sweepstakes. So, this week then, we're going to be finding out who's been eliminated here at the first stage of the World Cup now that the group stage is over. So, we're going to be starting off straight away with top 24 eliminated teams. So, first up here, we've got Nathan with Uruguay. Out on 2 points, finished bottom of the third place table. That 1-0 loss there to Spain, narrowly, that's sent them home, I'm afraid. Unlucky to them. Fallen Giants, you could say. Two previous wins here, but not to be this time. And next, we've got Alice with Iran. Out on 3 points there in 9th in the third place table. That's gonna be brutal. 9th is the lowest you can finish in the third place table and just about get knocked out. Despite being invincible, they drew all 3 of their games, didn't lose, didn't win, and unfortunately, that's seen their exit. Sad times for Iran there. And now we're going to start moving on to our bottom 24 place teams, or ranked teams even. So, these aren't going to change now. Whatever happens now, if you've got a red background, you will be forever in this place. So, in dead last, 26th, we've got Neil with Tunisia, getting destroyed pretty much in every game they played. Very unfortunate. They were knocked out last week, in fact. And that's seen them dead last in our rankings here. Next up, we've got Russ with Haiti. Again, lost all of their games. Not much to be happy about as a Haiti fan, but they've scored at least a couple of goals. But they were eliminated last week, so that's seen them here down in 25th place. Next up now, we've got Dan with Jordan, locked in at 24th. Not a great tournament for Jordan. Letting Messi continue his goal scoring run up to 6 now. But a bit of an underwhelming tournament for Jordan there. But maybe next time, who knows. And next up now, 23rd place, we've got Chris, my dad, that is, with Panama. Panama getting a solid 0 points and 0 goals. Very, very disappointing for them. Honestly, I feel like they kind of deserve to be last for being the only team in the World Cup that's not scored. But they only conceded 4, so congrats. You've ended up 23rd. Well done. But pretty great tournament for them. So next up then, we've got Robin with Iraq. Finishing in 22nd place. Pretty disappointing, I'd say. I'm pretty sure Iraq have ended up with the worst goal difference in the whole tournament, which is quite, a feat, I guess. Congrats for that. Only reason that they're higher up than those other teams is that they weren't eliminated last week, so I guess that's a tiny little win that you can take there. Not the worst, but oh well. So, 21st now, we've got Callum with Uzbekistan. Again, 0 points, 0 wins, 0 things to be happy about, really. Particularly getting beaten by the Congo here. That's not a team you'd hope to lose to, particularly to knock you out of the tournament entirely. Unlucky Callum. Unlucky Callum from wedges, that is. Right, 20th place now, we've got Ben Kirby with Curacao. That 1 point that they've acquired earlier, not quite enough to do anything for them. They couldn't quite bear a win against the Ivory Coast, and fortunately that's seen them out in dead last in their group. And seen them on 20th place. So, next up after them, we've got in 19th, Luke Hawkins with Qatar. 1 point for them. This was the game to win, really, if you were Qatar. Bosnia, you'd hope. Pretty tough group for Qatar, I've got to say, but if there was a game to win, it was going to be this one. Didn't quite get to use that point off Switzerland for much, and unfortunately that's seen them knocked out now, here in 19th place. Very cute that little Ben and Luke get to end up here forever. Cute little duo. Congrats, guys. Next up, we've got in 18th, Len with New Zealand. 1 point there, down and out. A little bit frustrating. I feel like New Zealand weren't as bad as people were thinking they were going to be, but ultimately they have ended on 1 point. Pretty massive thumping to go out as well. Sad for them, but they're still the Australians, I guess. Oceania is not entirely out now. Right, in 17th, we've got Nathan with Czechia. Czechia, pretty disappointing tournament for them, to be honest. Their group, admittedly, not super easy, but you'd think they'd at least beat South Africa to try and give themselves a bit of a chance. But sadly, it's not quite happened for them. 3-0 loss, comfortable win for Mexico to see Czechia out there in 17th. So next up, we've got in 16th, we've got Finn with Saudi Arabia on 2 points. Drawing to Cape Verde this week, and that sees them out the tournament. Very unlucky. 4th place in their group. This was it, got to win this game if you're a Saudi Arabia fan. Unfortunately, Cape Verde keep doing what they've been doing, defending very well, holding on. It's working for them, but unfortunately not to be for Saudi Arabia. Now, 15th, we've got Elliot with Scotland. On 3 points, down and out in 3rd place, in 11th in that 3rd place table. It's a brutal way to go, finishing in 3rd, not getting through. But I guess that's what happens when you only score 1 goal and then are just quite shit and just keep conceding goals enough to tank you down that leaderboard. Unlucky Scotland. John McGinn, your only hero, only goal scorer. Feel bad for him, but otherwise, fuck them. Next up now, we've got in 14th place, we've got Colin with South Korea. Really disappointing for South Korea, I'd say. They're out in 10th place in that 3rd place table. 3 points was not quite enough for them. They really needed to get a result here this week, but unfortunately it's gone the complete opposite way, and South Africa have come away with it. So, unfortunately now, South Korea have been knocked out. And they're now in 14th. Okay. Right then, guys. Now, moving on to the survivors of this game week. I'm going to see who's left in, who's still kicking, who's still got a chance left. Let's see then. So, first up in our survivors, we've got 13th place, Alex Miller with Paraguay. Very, I'd say that this game is kind of suspicious, I'm not going to lie. I remember thinking before this game started, both teams only need a point and it guarantees them to go through to the knockouts. And weirdly enough, a 0-0 draw happens. However, still, regardless of that, still fantastic for for Paraguay there. Going through, getting into the next stage. I'm sure they couldn't have asked for much more. Congrats to Alex Miller there in 13th place. Right, in 12th then, we've got Will with Algeria. Algeria on 4 points. Very, very good tournament for Algeria thus far, I'd argue. I would not have expected them to get out of that group, to be fair. So, congrats. Big win against Austria. Draw against Austria there to see them through. 1 point's all they needed. Exactly what they've got, and that's seen them through. So, congrats to them. Right, next up, we've got, in 11th, we've got Billy Moore with Bosnia and Herzegovina. Again, we talked about this earlier, but Bosnia getting that big win there. That's all they needed, really. That point against, against Canada, early doors. That's going to see them through now with that win against Qatar. Very good for them. Back the Bosnians. From the start, I believe they get out of that group, and they've done very well. Very happy for them. Up the Bos. In 10th place now, we've got myself with Ghana with 4 points. Didn't get a win, didn't need to. Ghana had already done exactly what they needed to do. Any result here is just a bonus, so I'm sure they won't be too disappointed with a loss against Croatia. And I'm sure there'll be all eyes on the round of 32 now. So, and in 9th now, we've got Alfie with Sweden. Sweden managing to nab a point off Japan there. I'd say that's pretty good for them. I mean, anything is, Sweden getting out of the group, definitely a very, very big achievement. No doubt about it. Very good for them. Let's see how far they go. I'm pretty sure they've got France next. So let's hope they batter them, but probably not very likely. But we'll see, I guess. You never know what could happen. Alfie here sits in 9th place. Right, in 8th now, we've got Rachel with the Democratic Republic of the Congo. That big win against Uzbekistan there, that's going to make a big difference for them. I mean, we're seeing them now facing England in the round of 32. Ooh, a little bit nervy for us. We didn't do very well against the low block African side last time, so we'll see how it goes again on the repeat. But either way, big win, big congrats to DR Congo there, getting to the next stage. And in 7th now, we've got Len's friend, whoever he is, with Cape Verde. 3 points, by the way, very interesting. 3 points. Reason they're ahead of all the others with 4 points because they finished second in their group. Very big achievement to finish second for Cape Verde. Congrats. And, very exciting for them. This is definitely the biggest moment in their nation's history, so I hope they enjoy it. So, 7th place there. Right, now on to 6th. We've got Derek with South Africa. South Africa, I feel like, coming back out of seemingly nowhere. Everyone watched that first game, opening game of the World Cup, Mexico against, South Africa. They both looked crap. But here we are, South Africa kind of shocking everyone, I'd say, by finishing second in their group and going through to the round of 32. Very good for them. Congrats. Next up then, in 5th now, we've got Will with Australia on 4 points. I was talked about this earlier. Bit of a sauce game, but doesn't matter. They did it. They've gotten through. 2nd place. Huge for them. I'm sure they'll be absolutely gassed for that. Not many people backed Australia. I did. Up the Aussies, you can do this. But very good. Well done there. 5th place. Right, on to 4th now. We've got Callum with Canada on 4 points. Despite the loss there, they'd already done what they needed to do. They do finish lower in their group now, but I think that's kind of to their benefit anyway, because they've ended up with South Africa. So, arguably kind of good to throw, but either way, they've still gone through in 4th place here. Right, okay guys, in 3rd place here then, we've got Colin with Egypt. Managed to get another draw here, which puts them up to 5 points. Keeps them in 3rd place. Very good. Well done, Colin. Still got 1 team left in this competition, just like the rest of us now, with South Korea going out. But congrats, still got 1 up in the top 3. In 2nd place here, we've got Brenda with Norway. Feel like Norway kind of just sacked off this game. Weren't really up for it. Didn't really need to be, I suppose. But they could have really tried. But either way, ended up on 6 points in 2nd in their group. Very good. Congrats. And now then, finally, we're all the way up to 1st place. 1st place at the end of the group stages. We have Alice with the Ivory Coast. Up on 6 points, no team getting higher than 6 points in this under 24 place competition. But very good though. Very good win there against Curacao. You'd hope to win, but that has seen them through pretty comfortably. into the round of 32. So, congratulations. We're quickly just now going to go over a couple of the extra games that we didn't cover here. I think we've got 3 this time. Starting up, we've got Brenda's Ecuador against Robin with Germany. Germany seeing defeat here. Not that it matters, unfortunately. They still do sit at the top of their table, but you know that win has been big for Ecuador, managing to get through to the round of 32. Congratulations. Then we've got Turkey against America. Seeing Turkey win 3-2. Pretty sure this game meant absolutely nothing. I don't think the US could have moved from the top spot. I don't think Turkey could have moved from the bottom spot. But at least they go out with a win. Congratulations, I guess. Enjoy your flight home. Goodbye. Next then, we've got Colombia versus Portugal. That's seen out as a 0-0 draw. That's seen Portugal slip into, well, I think remain in second place, which has seen them push to the other side of the bracket, which means that that other side of the bracket is stacked with European teams, well, at least the good ones, and we, England, get to avoid most of them till the final. Wow. Okay, hi. Sorry for doing it like this, but my phone keeps really annoying me because it keeps cutting out because it keeps telling me I've run out of storage. But we're going to quickly do this last section. We're going to the in memoriam section. In this section, we have Chris in 26th place in our combined table now. So I'll be doing these every single time someone's knocked out. And Chris here has Turkey and Panama, who have both let him down massively. They've both ended up with pretty poor performances. Only one win amongst these two teams, and it was a win. Didn't mean anything, so very unfortunate there for Chris, but we'll be seeing you out the tournament. Very sorry, Dad. Hope to see you again. And then finally, we've got Nathan with Uruguay and Czechia. Unfortunate for Nathan. I feel like both of these teams you'd expect to be going through to the round of 32, but unfortunately wasn't meant to be. Very sorry, guys, again for the strange end to this video. I really can't be asked to set up all my camera stuff again because it's really annoying, and I keep trying to re-record these. But I'll see you again next week. I'm not sure how the format's going to work, but I'll figure something out. It'll be cool and interesting. I'll try and put a bit more focus on the bigger teams as we enter the knockout stages. But thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next week. Thank you.